Most people think that in order for us to attain success in our lives, we must work tirelessly and grind. I mean, yes, working hard is certainly part of the equation, but it's not the end-all and be-all when it comes to achieving our ultimate goal. Imagine this pie of success. This part is the working hard and all the grinding part. And this one, I'd like to call this the identity part. I believe identity completes and makes up the pie of success as a whole. When you start to align your identity with your future successful self, that's when the magic happens. Picture this out. The year is 2026. You have 100k subscribers and you consistently upload good quality videos every week. You monetize your channel and you're currently working with various sponsored contents. You achieved YouTube success per se. Now zoom in the present. You're currently at 5 subscriber counts, 0 monetization, and you have 0 sponsored contents. Yet you stay consistent in uploading good quality videos every week. Now let's compare these two realities side by side. What do you think is similar? I know there's a lot of factors that need to be considered to become successful in this platform. The thumbnail, analytics, and all those things. But putting aside all those BS, those factors, I believe that the major one that really defines the course of your success in this platform is you need to make videos. You need to identify as someone who makes good quality videos before you become someone who makes good quality videos. When something really cool happened, you're not going to remember it. I first learned about this really cool concept from Tim Ferriss. So basically how it works is whenever you achieve something awesome during the day, you write it down on a piece of paper and you put it inside the jar. Every night, take a few minutes before bed to reflect about your day. What's that small thing you did, that small achievement that you accomplished during the day that moves you a step closer to your ultimate goal? Ask yourself, what's one thing I did today that helps me get closer to my ultimate goal? When you have the answer, write it on a piece of paper, fold it, place it in the jar, and there you have it. That's how simple it is. If you do it every day for the next 9 months, you'll end up with 275 wins that you can revisit or read whenever you feel less motivated. Honestly, I've never really owned a literal mason jar or this jar of awesomeness that Tim Ferriss is talking about, but I've been practicing a similar approach when it comes to documenting my small achievements. I tried the OG pen to paper method, also known as journaling. I remember I used to print this mason jar art from Pinterest, cut it, and paste it into my journal. I just write on it. I found it very time-consuming with all the cutting and pasting, so I stopped doing it. I explored Google Docs because I thought they would come in handy since I could just download the app on my phone. They would be easier to add photos and write on it. But again, it didn't work out for me. Then I discovered the Notion app. It was actually very helpful to me when I was reviewing for the exam. I actually became creative with it, adding pictures, fonts, and stickers. And again, I found it time-consuming. And for now, I am using Google Sheets. On the left part, I put the habits that I want to be consistent at, then a bunch of check boxes beside it. And on the very right are the numbers that indicate how many days I've been consistent in doing that specific habit. Maybe you've noticed that most of them look like a habit tracker thing. That was really intentional. I really made it that way. It all started when I was studying for the exam. I was using the Notion app back then. I was reading Atomic Habits at that time. And I've learned that the more you repeat a habit, the more it becomes part of your identity. Back then, I really wanted to be identified as someone who studies hard every day. And it did. Studying really became a part of my identity during the course of that review. And it paid off. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your habits. That's why I made it that way. I wanted to make everything that I'm doing become a part of my identity. It's different for everyone, and it's really a trial and error, jumping through apps and experimenting with different methods. It works for me, and it could be the same for you. Honestly, I don't know if I would still be using Google Sheets for the next 9 months. But I am all about making things simple, minimizing the friction between doing the habit and documenting it. And I actually made it possible using G Sheets, and that's what matters for now, I think. I'm curious. What is your way of documenting your progress? Do you use Notion or other apps? Please share in the comments and I would love to give it a try. So yeah, that concludes your success series that no one asks for. I honestly don't know if all of the things that I said make sense, or did I even get my point across. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I love making this. Perhaps I will make another series in the future. By the way, if you haven't watched the first and second part, I'll put the link to the playlist at the end of this video and on the description box. Once again, this is Dan signing off. See you on the next one.